Garbage. There's no analogy to be made between Hagee and Wright, please.
Oh, yes, there is.
Right.
The way he insults there, absolutely there is.
As the only minister on the platform, among other things. I think he's right. It's worse because McCain could have easily avoided Hagee and didn't. Whereas Barack Obama, there's no evidence that he was around in any of this dissent church, but where he is a guy that McCain, can I finish? Well, I don't sit up every day reading every day.
They're selling it to the public. They're putting those ideas forth as a representation of the church.
But I think that it is worse that you go out of your way to somebody like Hagee and give them cover. Who said this? And let me say this. I don't think that anybody is responsible for any of what their supporters say. I think that is absolutely insane. Obama has denounced the statements that Jeremiah Wright has said. So if he had said, I'm not going to address them, if you want, he's addressed them. As McCain has addressed Hagee. So I mean, you're looking for a double standard here? What is he supposed to do? Throw him out of the church that he's already retired from? He's retired from the church.
No, he should have left the church 15 years ago and not bring his little girls there to hear this hatred. That's what he should have done. Freedom of religion.
Why wasn't this an issue when Obama ran for Senate in Illinois?
Exactly.
How come the people in Illinois didn't have a problem with the church he was going to? Okay? And to say Obama's lucky? Is he lucky that his dad left when he was 2 years old? Can we pick our parents? What do you mean lucky? He has earned.
I agree with most of what you're saying. He was pretty lucky in that Senate race. All of his opponents dropped out.
I didn't know.
That you got Geraldine Ferraro, who was out there talking about, he's there because he's black, and she was, of course, there because she was a woman. And it seems to me that now all of a sudden she's indignant about quotas and affirmative action after her entire party has been all about affirmative action for all these years. But I don't know why people aren't upset about Ed Rendell, what he said a few weeks ago.
I am.
Well, they ought to be. You ought to be. We all ought to be. I mean, the guy says that Obama can't get elected because he's white. And we won Iowa with all these, because he's white folks, because he's black, white folks. He's half white now. But see, that's the thing. But see, he comes out of the gate winning all these predominantly white states, right. And then he turns around and says he can't win because he's black, because the white folks won't vote for him. And the fact of the matter is that Obama did get his start on the stage because of affirmative action. He wouldn't have been in the 2004 convention making that speech had he not been black. But he earned it after that.
And was Harold Ford there in 2000 because he was black?
Yes.
No, that's crazy. They were there because they were at states that we had contentious races. And I think it was clear who's going to be the black they have keynote this year.
I don't know. Just pull somebody out.
Well, some inside baseball here.
We were doing so bad with blacks, we made Bill Clinton black for 8 years.
Some quick inside baseball here. John Kerry went to Tom Daschle and said, who do you think we should get to be the keynote speaker of the 04 convention? Who is the absolute best communicator and speaker? He said, you won't believe it, but this guy Obama is going to knock their socks off. He said, Obama, really? So Kerry talked to him for 5 minutes, called Daschle up and said, you're right, he's speaking. That's how he got it. And the guy has got talent. And he knows how to run a campaign. When are we going to start saying, how does a guy go to Iowa and do what he did?
I want to bring everybody else in. You just made me think of something else, and I do want to bring the others on the other side in first, but you just made me think of something. Tom Daschle has been the #1 supporter of Barack Obama. He got him that keynote speech, as you said. He got him into the presidential race. He's gathering the superdelegates now. I mean, Nancy Pelosi ruled out the dream ticket this week. I'm not sure if she's right. But do you think Barack Obama's going to pick Tom Daschle vice president if he gets the nomination?
I think he'll be considered, but I think Tom wants to be Secretary of State. He's been doing a lot of it. He's been to Pakistan numerous times. He's been to China numerous times. And so I think that's where that's headed.
Jim, comment on this.
I think it's clear he needs to pick Oprah. There is no choice.
All yours.
I would just make the observation that I'm sure it's not an advantage to be black in general in this country. this year in the Democratic primary electorate, I can't see it being a serious impediment.
Let's talk about John McCain for a minute. Let me bring Chief Golden Lady in.
That's because there have been other black candidates that ran for president that weren't as successful. Oh, I'm sorry.
That wasn't 2008, Stephanie.
How's John McCain doing with talk radio right now? Wounds healed?
Yes, I think the wounds are healing, and I think the constituency, if you will, wants to win, and they understand that they have to be united if they have any hope of winning. And right now, of course, everybody's watching the Democrats.
So no fatigue after being in power for 8 years, sometimes you
That's
see
right.
that. No fatigue after being in power for 8 years, sometimes you see that. People would rather be right than win after having the power for a long time. You're not seeing that, but we're hearing it.
The problem that the Republicans have is they kept saying for years, look, if you'll just give us power, we will do this and we will refrain from doing that.
Yeah.
Then they got power, they didn't refrain from doing that, and they didn't produce this, with a few notable exceptions such as Supreme Court appointments and what have you. So the base, if you will, very simple about it. The advantage that McCain
spending
has,
the number one
the advantage that McCain has is, he's the maverick. He's the one who has gone opposed the party in a number of things. But the advantage he has also is that on the three legs of the tripod, if you will, support of Ronald Reagan, he is viewed by the base as correct. He's a hawk on national defense. He's got a lifelong record of pro-life, and he is for low taxes.
So he's burning on taxes. Jeff, you agree with all that?
No, I agree with very little of it, but I'm still recovering from the fact that Al Sharpton said he wasn't offended about something.
No,
He told me all that.
I'm offended you said I'm.
I'm glad we're all back in our natural states now.
No, listen, I think there's still an awful lot of anger out there.